Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. Just gonna get on a couple minutes early to make sure that everybody can hear and see me all right. Whew. Boy, am I excited for today. Excellent connection, it says. Let me do a test on the audio. Testing 1, 2, 3. Sounds good. You guys are getting here early. Give me a quick hello. Let me know where you're calling in from. We got people coming in from all over. Congratulations to all of you who got some of the pre-work done. Oh my gosh, how fun was that? So fun to see you guys get productive before. Nice. Hey, Nico. Thanks for being here. Awesome. Oh, man, I get more and more excited / nervous the more work I put into this, and the more success stories I have to share. All of this stuff is just so exciting. Okay, let's see. All right. Let me know, Nico, where are you calling in from? Everybody else, if you're here already, give me a quick chat. Let's make this interactive. Let me know. I gotta close that so I don't hear those noises. Got Elise from New Jersey. Thanks for being here, Elise. Awesome, Audrey. Willing to learn. Man, that's so awesome. Thank you so much for being here, Audrey. How great is it that we get... I know that there's some conferences, some in-person things that are happening slowly but surely. I'm just so grateful that we get to connect as entrepreneurs and learn from each other this way for now. All over the world. It's really, really something special for me. I try not to take it for granted. Hello, Andy from LA, Kyle from northern New Mexico, Jade from Pennsylvania, Robert all the way from Germany. Thanks for being here, Robert. Whatever time it is over there, I appreciate you being here. Wait, Finland? Oh my gosh, that's awesome. I want to go to Finland someday so bad. All right, let's see. Perth. Oh my gosh, you guys. I love it. Kansas City. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm getting overwhelmed. All right, let's jump in. It's the top of the hour. You guys, I want to make this next chunk of time your most valuable workshop and your most valuable time on your business that you've had in the last week, in the last month. I really have put a ton of energy into collecting the best case stories and tactics and squeeze them into the most valuable training I can. All right, here we go. So you guys know the title today, we're going to help you build an automated assistant that gets you more bookings and more sales. Those two things are what the foundation of any good business, right? We're going to cover the 3-step system that Melissa Harden used to triple her average booking value without raising her prices. We're going to talk about the whole without raising prices thing. It's a myth, I think, that we think that in order to sell more, we got to raise our prices, and then we get stuck in this analysis paralysis. Raise your hand if you're on the call live or watching the replay if you feel just like paralyzed every time you sit down to try to raise your prices. And I know nobody wants to do any awkward sales anymore. It just simply does not work. Nobody does it. I hope nobody does it. So congrats to everybody who completed the 30-minute challenge. How fun was that to get some progress, some momentum, to seeing the power of a mock-up and showing what we sell. Congrats to Sally. She put this great one just right there on the hero, right on our website. Joanne says, I did the assignment, just finally added a family gallery with wall mock-up to my homepage. She says, you're 100% right that it should be visible to visitors as soon as they land. You got it. Joanne, thanks for being for all your help. Let's see. Peter posted this gorgeous new holiday one right on his homepage. These pictures are so great. Like, I love how he mixes it together. So it's more than just digitals, right? Just look at how much different the impact this makes just subconsciously. Todd, I want to address some of your questions here. You've got a long comment that's essentially your client's balking at the price, and you're trying to get to your price by calculating all of your costs. And the short answer to this, I think you're going to get Let me know if you guys are watching, if this resonates with you, where just you feel like your clients are reacting to what they could go do themselves. When we switch gears and start thinking about what we do as photographers is so much more than just take pictures, but we create artwork. And so it's less about what they could go print this at Walmart for. It's more about the whole experience and what they're willing to go to you as the expert to help them with the design work, right? Creating artwork for somebody's home is you're kind of overlapping into this world of being an interior designer almost, right? And that is an incredible service. When my wife and I, about 8 years ago, we moved into our second house, and I couldn't believe the disagreements. We each had developed our own style, and we were getting all these stubborn fights about how to decorate. The best thing we did was hire an interior designer as a family friend. She did a wonderful job, and it was just so great to have that independent third party just get it done. Anyways, okay, Tom, this is something to celebrate. Done. These actual samples got my customer to choose a 24 by 36 canvas for her home. Dude, congratulations. That is awesome. Everybody thinks that an 8 by 10 is big enough, right? Until they see it. We're going to cover some of this, but I think more and more people are finally getting it. I've been preaching this for a couple years now. When you only show digitals, you attract clients who only want digitals. And what's fun is when you do a good job of educating, these same clients can actually become clients who want more than digitals. It just never occurs to them that you could be the one to help. Just by this contrast of, okay, this is somebody who takes pictures. Their job is to create pictures. Now we swap in a couple products. Wait a second. This is not somebody that takes pictures. This is somebody who creates artwork. And it's very subtle. It's very subconscious, and it just files you away as somebody different in the client's and the potential client's mind. So when I surveyed you guys, this is interesting. These stats hold up every time I ask this question. Do you have product samples? We get it. I think this took probably a decade of best practices for photographers to realize if they wanted to sell more wall art in the sales sessions and in-person sales or even online, just bringing samples to the actual session. When people can look, touch, feel the quality, I recommend, back to you, Todd, like buy the cheap album from, I'll say it, Shutterfly or something else, right? And have it in your studio next to a gorgeous lay flat from one of the premier studios so that they can feel, touch, smell the value in what it is you can create. This is awesome. You guys get it. You will just hands down sell more just by having more of these samples in your studio. One awesome, I'll save that tip. I want to get to the good stuff. Okay. Do you have examples, mock-ups on your website? Here is the ultimate disconnect. So many, it's growing. Some of you guys already have this done, but so many still do not. So here's the reality is you're putting in all this energy into trying to sell more, right? You've done all of the right things. You've learned all the right skills. You've learned about the products you want to go, and you've got all of these systems in place. But a visitor coming to your website has no idea that that is something you offer until you show them. This is such an inspiration for me. Brian Townsend did this so well years ago. It's the hero on their website. It's all shot with an iPhone. Even if you guys only install products and wall art one time just to get a video like this, God, it's so great. Do you think that Miraco ever gets a client after visiting her website that says, oh, hey, can I just get the digitals? No. So I don't want to overwhelm you guys. This is just, I share that video as an inspiration of what's possible when we really think bigger about what it means to show what you sell, the whole experience, right? What you can get done today is mock-ups. Some of you already have them done, and you can continue to see, we're going to talk about how valuable they are to use in a variety of different use cases. If you want more, I'm going to give you guys, some of you guys already earned them. I'm going to post the link later on as a best special bonus. So let me know, where else are you going to use your mockups to show what you sell? Your blog, social, past clients, yes, sales sessions to inspire and plan and let people see. It doesn't occur to them until they see it as something that they want, right? We're going to talk about putting them in your pricing guides today. This is a really exciting next step. So those of you who have grabbed the Sell More Toolkit that we created this year, this is something special. You might not be aware, but the toolkit is a small piece of something much bigger. This bigger system of building an automated assistant where it all kinds of comes together, okay? So some of you may have heard over the last couple of years us talking about Melissa Harden's success. Got some good news. I'm not just going to share the case study of Melissa today. I'm going to share some amazing results Amber, JB, Michael, Brenda, another Melissa, and Joanne have gotten, and so many other photographers using the system. So many of you have shared whenever I talk about pricing and how do you talk about pricing. I get messages like this from all over the world. Whenever I email out my pricing, all I hear back are crickets. And this was, as I shared in the email to you guys, this was the hardest type of response, is the no response, right? Because when you don't get anything back, we are left to our own devices. We're left to ourselves to make up the reasons why they ghost. And oftentimes we're not kind to ourselves, right? It'd almost be better if we could see and hear and talk. And if there's anything I can offer you today, it's that the reason why they're ghosting is not because you're too expensive. It's not because they don't like your work. They would have never inquired if they didn't already like your work, okay? They probably didn't even go to a competitor. They probably were just overwhelmed by what you sent them. And we're going to talk about that more today. So wait a second, don't run away. We're going to talk about pricing. If I was joining this workshop 10 years ago, 20 years ago, I would have ran for the hills. I hated, I was so afraid to talk about price. All I wanted to do was shoot more. I wanted to research the next camera, the next lens, and pricing scared me, math scared me, all of it. I was super awkward. I was terrified to talk about price. Somebody would call and make, oh yeah, whatever works for you, whatever day of the week, wherever you want to go. Yeah, the people are like, wait, Nate, I want to order some, we want to decorate our homes with this stuff. Oh, we'll talk about that after. Let's just get to the session. And 10 years later of working with some of the best photographers in the industry and with some of those that are struggling, I've learned the differences. And something really interesting, whenever I do this workshop, I always talk about how it helps boost both sales and bookings. It's like, why are these so connected? Some of the veterans I talk to, they're like, I don't want more bookings. I just want to increase my sales. And that there's a hint there why this works. But first, let's explore, why is it then we fix our sales and we start focusing on our sales, something else happens, is you get better at booking. It's really interesting. So this unique perspective I have on the industry through coaching one-on-one over the last 10 years with so many different photographers in different genres all over the world, something really special comes clear. There's this very direct connection between how comfortable we are talking about sales and pricing and how effective we are at getting bookings. Seth Godin's quote, I love Seth. You guys know what we charge says as much about who we are speaking to as it does about what we think about ourselves. And this really spoke to me. This is why I didn't want to talk about pricing. I was too scared. I still didn't believe that my work was worth it. I was still surprised when people, it's like, well, let's wait and see. Let's make sure you love your images. Then maybe we can talk about products. But I'm so afraid that I'm going to mess up your shoot that I don't want to charge much. So I hid. This is a place that I hid from growing a healthy business. We all find different places to hide, whether it's social or gear or whatever. I want to be straight with you guys today and give you the best value you can. And some of what we're going to talk about is kind of looking hard at ourselves. For me, focusing on bookings and just saying, I'll worry about fixing the business and the pricing side of my business later. If I just get more bookings, I can buy that next lens. And I got to stay busy. Even though I wasn't charging enough to make a profit, it was a reason for me to keep doing it and keep hustling. And I felt like I was succeeding because I was busy. And that flurry of busy and is justified to my wife. Like, look, I'm going to do it. People want to hire me. Meanwhile, she's like, well, you're gone all Saturday and all you made was a few $100s. Like, wait a second. So it's kind of hard. When I realized over the last 10 years, when we start focusing on our sales, a bunch of really good things start to happen. When there's this myth that the only way to increase our sales is to increase our prices, to charge more. And that's scary. Oh my gosh, there's all this conversation we have that I've never seen photographers get so hung up on analysis paralysis as when we talk about raising prices. So before you go anywhere, we're not going to raise our prices today, okay? I'm going to help you get more sales without raising your prices because I believe there's some things we can do first. But whenever I think about the right approach to talking about your pricing, I always want to channel my inner Beyonce versus Jim Halpert, like nervous. There's just no, like having that level of confidence of these are our prices and I'm worth it, right? When we lay a foundation with systems and automation that just deliver our pricing and our product information automatically, and we create some separation, some boundaries, so you're not talking to every tire kicker that just wants the cheapest option. And once you start kind of delivering, this is something I want. I see a lot of photographers all over. It's so easy to compare ourselves to other photographers, and it looks, and from the outside looking, it appears that they're just so great and confident. And one of my favorite conversations with my buddy Aaron Volk was whenever they'd raise their prices, it was terrifying. Even some of the early, they quit their day job, started paying for an in-person studio. The confidence wasn't there yet. The confidence doesn't come until you deliver, until several people start investing at that price point, or more you get your consistency up, where more of your consult calls book and more of your customers place profitable orders, right? That's when confidence comes. Until we get there, we need to kind of, whether you call it fake it till you make it, or just kind of put yourself out there and be vulnerable. This is what I'm going to help focus on today, is when we create systems and automation, you don't need the confidence yet. This will kind of help you get there. And then finally, with these things in place, you're more than welcome to raise your prices. And it's going to be so much easier to do it then. Okay? I hope that helps. If you guys get a little nervous about raising your prices, give me a thumbs up. Yes, I'm scared to raise prices. And I would, and also say I would much rather increase sales without having to do that. Here we go. I created this workshop, guys, because sometimes running a photography business, it just feels so frustrating, where each time you get knocked down, you got to get back up just to get knocked back down again. And we put in all of this work to learn about our gear and our art and our style and our niche. And we're coming up on the end of the year. We have to start looking at our profit and what's our hourly rate really like. Instead of going from just break even, wouldn't you rather go to a real profit? Another emotional issue that I see burning out a lot of photographers, even more than the financial, is the way it's so emotional to get a new inquiry. For me, it was just like this huge fire drill where I would drop everything. I would be putting my kids to bed and I would jump out of bed to go email an inquiry. all to just get ghosted. That was so crushing. So wouldn't you rather go from just fire drills every time an inquiry comes in to real freedom? So where you're on vacation, you're on a shoot, you're doing other things, you know that your systems and your automation is making an amazing first impression. This is something you want? Give me a yes. That's what I want. Here we go. When I've studied photographers, what the differences are from somebody who's striving to thriving, what do they have in common? They talk about their pricing and systems with confidence. They've structured it in a way that they're earning a healthy profit, and they have freedom to go on vacation, to step away from their business. Let me know, what is the percent of your consults that book? So everybody you're able to get on the phone, is it 50% will book a session? Is it 60? What percent of your consultations will turn into bookings for you? Whether you're doing them in person or remotely or Zoom. The top photographers I know, to give you a benchmark, they're closing about 80% or more of their consults, right? So this is not, I share this not to make you feel bad if it's lower than this, but what it does is it starts to, we can then reverse engineer, like what do you have to do to get that number, right? It could just mean less consults, right? Why spend the time on the phone with somebody if they're not your client? So if you find yourself avoiding consultations on the phone, this is a big issue. I see a lot of photographers kind of subconsciously getting their own way in their marketing. Isn't designed to make it easy for somebody to get on the phone with them. It hurts your business, right? So give me an A or B. Do you want more consults? Yes, please. Or B, not really. It's okay to be honest. Right? Wherever you're at right now is okay. Imagine, what if we were to build a system that just filled up your calendar with consultation calls of warmed up, excited potential customers that you got to talk to, right? So I was here too. So here's what Stephanie had to say when talking about pricing.
Before Sticky, I had such a hard time starting the conversation about pricing with new inquiries and new clients. I didn't know where to start.
Just knowing where to start, it's hard, right? What do we talk about first? Because so oftentimes they ghost, right? Amber has this to say.
Before Sticky, I would get ghosted, or people wouldn't reply, or I wouldn't have time to send the answer that they were looking for. It was really hard to look professional because I would be continually writing PDFs or trying to design something on Photoshop, like a price list. It was really hard for me to design something that looked professional, that I was really confident to send to my client.
When I would get an inquiry, I would just drop everything. Sometimes I would dump this huge long email, like this personal email, and of every possible thing I could write, and they would just disappear, and I would completely overwhelm them. So, what does it take to close 80% of your consults? Well, you first need systems. You need marketing and systems that attract more of the right inquiries. You need to filter out people that aren't going to book, so you're not getting on the phone with them. You kind of weed them out right away. You're setting the right expectations before you get on the call, and your marketing is warming them up so they already see you as an expert, and your marketing is building trust. They already kind of know, like, and trust you before they're on the phone with you. That's how you get to 80% plus, right? Here's what Joanne says.
Before Sticky, it was really hard to follow up on emails to all the requests that came in. Now I know when I send out my pricing guide or somebody signs up to my website, I know that they're going to get the automatic responses every couple days. I can just let Sticky do the job and keep in touch with them. And if they haven't gotten back to me by the time they go through the whole series, they weren't my client anyway. So I'm not chasing down people who aren't interested, or once they get my pricing guide, or maybe they don't want to spend that. They're looking for shoot and burn. So I don't have to follow up with all of that. So that leaves me more time to follow up with the people that are my serious customers. Love Sticky. I wouldn't run my business without it.
Joanne, you're the best. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. It's so important to have that foundation, right? It gives you that foundation to, if you want to raise your prices, because there's some separation, right? It starts to filter out and build trust. So one last thing on building the confidence until you get there. So it can be easier to show up to your consults with confidence with those things in place. But until then, for right now, for those of you that are nervous about getting on a call, I've got a couple stay till the end bonuses. So stay with us to the end of this workshop. And I've got this awesome mini training and call script. We call it the Confident Call Crusher. Confident Consult Call Crusher. I'm a nerd. I list through a bunch of scripts you can use and customize so that you feel prepared on what to ask and how to get the focus off you and onto them. You can start building rapport on the call just to get over that initial nerves of your calls, right? So I'm going to give you a link to that. It's a free video in there and step-by-step, really good ideas for showing up to your calls more confidently. All right. For those of you that don't know already, I'm Nate. I founded Sticky back in 2012, but I started as a photographer, and in 2009 I was doing high school seniors and family sessions. But if you remember, all I cared about was bookings. I was super awkward and nervous, and I just wanted to keep finding new ways to get bookings and I knew that referrals were important. So during my day job, I figured out how to create custom mobile apps for each one of my clients. And I went from awkward to fully booked pretty quickly just by getting a bunch of word of mouth referrals. And I knew that this idea of a custom app was good enough to help photographers all over the world. And we were lucky enough to be right. And in the last 10 years, we've grown an amazing company with amazing team of really smart people with a full suite of marketing tools. But I'm not going to talk too much about that. It's just been a really awesome, and we're coming up on our 10-year anniversary. And it's overwhelming to look back at all of the photographers we've helped. But the thing that I enjoy the most right now is putting together workshops like this. Technology is one thing, but we've got to know that we're using the technology in the most effective way. Meredith says, we teach in a way that is easily digested, in a way that sticks. Thank you so much, Meredith. This is really, the education piece is what I take the most pride in. For those of you guys that didn't know, the name Sticky or Sticky Albums came from this book, Made to Stick. This book still holds up some great lessons in here about how to communicate, how to market in ways that are memorable. And a lot of it comes down to just being a good educator. Elephant in the room, yes, I own a software company. Sticky's amazing. We're going to show you some cool things you can do with it. But my promise for you today is I want to give you a strategy you can start implementing with any software. Okay, you don't have to use Sticky. I want to make this worth your while no matter what. There's one new thing I want to make clear up front, especially if you're watching the replay right now, guys. A lot of long-time Sticky customers even don't know this yet, that we now offer built for you services. Yes, each individual tactic within Sticky can be really easy to build and create, but when you start putting it all together into a system, into a funnel, it can be kind of overwhelming, which is why we started offering a done for you, where we build the funnel, we build your pages, we set up your email. So I am going to talk about an opportunity to work with us at the end. All right. So after I deliver on my first promise, I am going to show you how you can work with us if that's right, especially if you're really busy right now and you don't have time to build a lot of stuff, because I know this time of year, some of you are busier. This is a perfect time to hire us to work on your systems. All right, here we go. So the agenda is we're going to walk through the proof, okay? I think the order of a workshop like this is important. Oftentimes people will just jump right into the theory, I want to show you that it's worth your time to learn this theory first by showing you Melissa and other photographers' success, that using this system works. And then before I tell you the theory, I'm going to show you what it looks like, kind of like a baking show. I'm going to pull it out of the oven so you can see what it looks like as a customer going through this system, this experience. And then I'll show you how you can build it. That sounds good. All right, let's jump into Melissa. So she's an amazing photographer out of Illinois, Mattoon, which is outside of Chicago, smaller town. Let me know if you can relate to this. She said, my city can't afford any more. I'm already the most expensive. Clients only care about digitals. That's where she started. She says, I can't raise my prices anymore, Nate.
Well, before reworking the pricing guide with Shannon, it was my high school senior average was $299. Now that it's gone live, my average is $1,000. They don't even look at my lowest package anymore. They don't even want anything to do with it. So it's just awesome.
I love that story every single time. So going from $300 when she thought it was nobody charged that much to now consistently selling over $1,000. Let me know if this resonates. Do you guys feel like you're already capped out? When you compare yourself to other places, you already get the feedback that you're already too expensive and people just want digitals, right? With a system that we're going to show you, this is what's possible. Would you like to more than double? Even she's tripling. Do you want to just double? Give me a yes in the comments. So this is for you if you want more inquiries, if you want to increase your average without raising prices yet. And if you're sick of inquiries not seeing that what you do is valuable and the all painful inquiries ghosting, we're going to fix that. So with this big picture perspective on the industry, I had this aha moment of 10 years ago, there wasn't a lot of training and marketing resources about what to work on in our business. But now it's endless. Figuring out what you should do in your business is overwhelming. Many of you probably invested in courses, several courses, both free and paid, to try to fix your online marketing. But I learned this, one of my favorite book titles is The One Thing. And he asked the question, what's the one thing you can do today that will make all of your other to-dos easier or unnecessary? It's such a powerful mindset shift. And I want to apply this to photographers' business also, so that you know where you should prioritize, what projects you need to focus on now, and what other projects can wait. Because the order absolutely matters. So my number one goal, that you walk away from the end of this workshop with clarity of what it is you should be working on. So clarity, so you know what's most important, and to help you give your clients clarity so that they can help choose you and know that you're the right one to work with. So I get this feedback all the time. Here's my pricing. Why am I getting ghosted? Right? We talk pricing and then that's over. So the one thing that you can fix that's having the biggest impact on your business, I call this the moment that matters most, right? When we ask this question, what can we fix to make everything else easier? And in this magical moment, this moment that matters most for your clients and for you, what do you guys think it is? Is it the consult call? Is it the session? Is it the quality of your images? Is it the sales session? Or is it how you reply to inquiries? Give me an A, B, C, or D. What do you think is the moment in your business that has the biggest impact on the health and the success of your business? It has the biggest impact on whether or not they're going to book with you or they're going to ghost. It has the biggest impact on how much they will spend in this, like it happens in an instant. And also, we'll talk about how it has the biggest impact on whether or not you're going to burn out or you're going to get through and over the hump. If you said D, you are right. It's how you reply. All of our marketing is about this goal, is to finally get somebody to reach out to you, even if they're just asking about your price. Who cares? They're finally deciding that you're worth talking to, and it's in that moment We used to have a bigger window to respond when things were slower, but things are faster now. You've got to respond in a really special way in order to get that client. So how you reply has the biggest impact on all of these factors. That's why I call it the moment that matters most. So let's take a look at a finished system, what it looks like to respond to an inquiry in a way that works. Here we go. Let's take the finished pie out of the oven. Call it the booking and sales booster system. Let's put ourselves in a customer's shoes. She's shopping for a high school senior photographer. Goes to Google, goes to Facebook, asks her friends, has several tabs open, starts looking at a couple different photographers, goes, oh my gosh, this portfolio is great. JB's pictures are so fun. Oh, what's this? Are you the parent of a high school senior? Happens Julie is. Enter your email address below and I'll send you some tips to make your senior portrait session a highlight of their year. I'll also pass along my current senior pricing guide. Interesting. Okay. I only have to put in my email address, not my phone number, not my budget, not my graduation year, none of that. Just email. Okay. Julie types in her email. And instantly, not like, hey, go look in your inbox. Instantly, the page redirects to the thing that JB promised. There's a link to the recent pricing guide. She scrolls down the page like, oh, wow, there's this cool, oh, it would be nice to have a picture of our child in the entryway, right? I didn't think of that. Of course, I just want to share, oh, look, there's custom apps. It would be nice to have an album. So these subtle nudges, there's no detailed pricing. There's no size information. It's all an inspirational guide within a really compelling call to action. It says, this guide is designed to be a starting point. The best next step is to jump on a quick phone call so we can better get to know you and we can answer all of your questions. Use the link below to schedule a stress-free 15-minute phone consult. Huh. All right. I mean, Julie's only been on Googling and figuring this out for a few minutes. She doesn't really know who JB is yet. She's like, you know what? I'm not ready. So she doesn't schedule a consult yet. People are busy. They're doing all kinds of things all the time, right? So remember, we got Julie's email address. So now those tips start going out little by little, developing that trust. And it's all value. It's not how awesome JB is. It's just tips and education that high school parent cares about, right? So over the next 15 days, there's 10 emails that go out. And eventually, the 5th, 6th day, hey, would you like to see our pricing again? Here's a link to that. Oh, and whenever you're ready, here's a link to schedule your free consult. So now that Julie's a little bit more warmed up and knows a little bit more about what JB does, now she's ready. She schedules that consult to jump on a quick Zoom call. And you can imagine that's how photographers like JB get to these 80% plus close rates, because they're not talking to somebody cold off the street. They're talking to somebody who's seen an example of the things they create. They've seen an introduction to the pricing. It's pretty awesome. And that's how you turn more inquiries, more consults into bookings. Here, let's hear how what JB has to say about it.
I have it connected to Calendly, so I'm getting leads. Leads will just pop up on my phone when I'm out on a shoot. Sometimes I wake up in the morning and you've got a calendar alert to jump on a Zoom at 8:30 this morning with a client. So I've already got someone they've warmed up the lead for me. I just go in there and close. ABC, always be closing, copies for closers. And Nate and his team just make it easy.
I love it. I love JB and his personality is so great. So yeah, it's so much easier to close when they've been warmed up, right? So you can see why so many photographers say that having this system, it feels like having an assistant. Here's what Michael says.
Before I launched my sticky system, my business was very, very difficult to run. I could get phone calls in the middle of a photo shoot. Seems like I was always behind on my email. Now with my sticky email sequence, I have much better responses and they're instantaneous, like a secretary for me, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. And that's a great advantage for me when I'm in the studio with a client in front of me. I want to focus 100% on that client. So Sticky does that for me, and it's very liberating.
I love it. Just having that freedom, right? JB goes on to say it's like an assistant.
This is JB from Seniority Nashville. Sticky is like an employee to me that I don't have to pay hourly, and Sticky basically works for me 24/7. So I have their email capture on my website. So 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, it's bringing in leads.
I love that. I always tell people when you're shopping for any software or any tools, it's kind of like hiring an employee, right? The beauty is there's all these tools. You've got to make sure you're hiring the right tool or the right person for the job. So just waking up to consults. Can you guys imagine as we look at what that looks like for a potential client? Can you imagine your potential clients going through an automation like that? Getting nurturing emails, getting a teaser of your pricing information with an easy way to jump on a consult call with you. Can you imagine how that alone would help you sell more and help you book more? So are you guys ready to see how you can build this system for yourself? Let's walk through the 3 crucial steps you need. So as I'm going through really fast to get you through the whole thing, know that there's another bonus at the end. I'm going to give you a list so you don't have to scribble down notes too fast. I will have every single to-do. When we build this for photographers, this was the guide we used. There's a lot of to-dos to get it built. Each individual to-do is really simple, but the order and the big picture is what's so valuable when it's all done. Okay, so here we go. Stick around to the end. You get that checklist of everything that's included. But I want you to see the big picture and how they all work together to add up to more than the sum of its parts. You guys know this already. Got to show what you sell. So let's go fast with that one. Old way, and this is partly why it's so difficult to build that trust now, is practices in the past. Some consumers have heard about this, where they've had friends or they've been in situations where they're in a high pressure sales environment, whether it's within our industry or other types of sales. So people are really on guard. The new way is absolutely full transparency. Any kind of bait and switch does not work. You don't get referrals that way when people leave feeling like they were pressured, okay? It doesn't work anymore to wait until the end. We used to be able to get away with this when just getting your picture taken was more complicated, when there was film and it was harder to get a good picture. Nowadays, being able to take the picture, frankly, isn't that big of a hurdle. But having somebody who walks them through the whole experience, that's pretty special. So we need to start at the very beginning, introducing the fact that we offer a complete solution. Wall art, albums, archiving the images for generations. High pressure sales don't work. We need to instead think of ourselves as educators instead of salespeople, and we just simply inspire. A lot of people, you'll be surprised, even the ones that say, I just want the digitals. They just say that question because they don't know what else to ask. Many of them don't know that you can help them with it. And so many of them, they're not experts. They think that an 8x10 is plenty, right? They don't know it until they see it on a wall or they see it in a mock-up. You can instantly, from the second they land on your website, they'll think of you differently. From somebody who just takes pictures to somebody who creates artwork, okay? To recap, you need mock-ups today, all over your website, all over your online marketing. Thinking for the future, also think about this. You sell even more than the photos and the prints and the products. You sell an experience. So the real place to strive here is to start showing, especially on social, if you are engaged in social, this is a good place to show the experience of your clients, making your client the hero and showing their journey through working with you. Videos of a client's reaction, that's something you sell, that feeling of, oh my gosh, it's so great. Set up a camera, record that reaction. That is something people want More than some of them, more than the actual images. They want that feeling of like, oh my gosh, I never thought I was that beautiful, or I never thought I could get my family to sit still for long enough for this picture. That is something you sell, so you need to show it. All right, step number 2, impress and filter. Like immediately. So the old way is no pricing until the call. Like nobody's gonna understand the value of what I do until I talk to them. That used to work. People want, remember the Amazon buy now button? We're not competing with other photographers really. You're just competing with the expectations today. People, for better or worse, we can whine about it or we can embrace it. People want something now. If they have to wait to talk to you, they're going to open another tab and they're going to inquire with somebody else. So they don't necessarily expect to talk to you directly instantly, but they expect something right away. Okay, so then the pendulum swung. So now I went to everybody. Okay, here's a PDF with everything you might want to know. That's too complicated. So the new way is we need to simplify it. The old way was a manual email with everything in it. The new way is something polished, professional, succinct, and clean. So instant, simple, polished. That's the new way. So let me know, give me an A or B. What end of the spectrum are you on right now? There's no right or wrong. Everybody's got a reason for where you're at. That's all good. Do you email your pricing in a PDF, or do you make somebody wait until they get on the phone call with you in person? Which camp are you, A or B? So the problem with the A side of the spectrum is this is too long for people to wait. It's slow to load, hard to read on mobile. They can't understand the value of everything you're trying to show them. And it's just too much information at once. But then when the pendulum swings to the other extreme, this is too long for them to wait. They don't want to wait to talk to you. They're excited and urgent. And then it's pushing things too far down the process for you to try to explain everything on the phone call when they haven't seen anything yet. They don't understand what you do and what you offer, the whole experience. And so that's how you get a close rate on your console calls of less than 50%, is when you have to talk to everybody, right? So every time I ask, it's an even split. There's no right or wrong, but I'm just going to show you a better way. Okay, it's this kind of Goldilocks perfect balance where you need a system that delivers something instantly. You need it to make an amazing first impression, and it starts to communicate the value of what you offer, turns more traffic into leads because you're giving this right away, and it turns more leads into phone consults automatically. Okay, so as we dig into this moment in our business, we put in all of this effort here in our marketing, whether it's custom apps, Facebook ads, networking. This is endless work, trying to turn strangers into visitors. Just getting, oh my gosh, we finally got a referral onto our website. Guess what? This is a hard lesson for me to learn too. A referral is not a booking. With a referral, if they already know, if they're a friend or a family and they already know, like, and trust you, that's fine. They're going to book. But what if they don't? What if they've never heard of you and now they're on your website? So this is where a lot of photographers struggle, is this milestone. They kind of run out of your network of friends and family that were just booking. For me, that happened about 6 months in, where I kind of went through my network. I was a little introverted. I was getting all these customers and all of a sudden, nothing. It felt like my website broke. I was like calling people, hey, can you fill out my website form? I've got all this traffic, but nobody's booking. Nobody's calling. It was because my contact form was too complicated. So Donald Miller, one of my favorite analogies, he says, sales and marketing, our job here is to build a bridge, to show people that it's safe to go from a stranger to a booking, right? We need to show them safe, simple, clear steps on what it's like to work with you, okay? So this moment, remember the moment that matters most, is you finally get somebody to ask, to reach out to you. What are your prices? And here in that moment, when your response needs to be instant, simple, and polished. When it's those three things, something special happens. You drastically increase the odds of them booking with you, and you also set in stone how likely they are to invest a lot with you versus the bare minimum. Okay. So many photographers I see make this mistake where if any part of this process is slow, complicated, or sloppy or inconsistent, that's why somebody's ghosting. Not because they don't like you, not because they think your work is bad. It's just they didn't get it. It was too, or it was too slow, and they just moved on to somebody else. So this was me. I love this GIF. This guy freaking out. This whenever I got an inquiry, we can all relate, right? It's like, oh my God. I was like, it always would happen in the moment where I'm like, nobody's ever gonna hire me again. I'm crap. And then we get an inquiry, like, oh wait, maybe somebody likes me. But then that whiplash, that emotional whiplash of somebody ghosting, so hard, right? Or they say, thanks, but we just want the digitals. I'm in a glass case of emotion. Here's another message from Amber that really captures this.
Before Sticky, I would get ghosted, or people wouldn't reply, or I wouldn't have time to send the answer that they were looking for. It was really hard to look professional because I would be continually writing PDFs or trying to design something on Photoshop, like a price list. It was really hard for me to design something that looked professional, that I was really confident to send to my client.
So let's just recap. I think you guys get it. No, PDFs don't work anymore. Okay, it's too much too soon. It loads slow. It looks bad on mobile. It's outdated. I love this. Brenda's so good on this.
Before Sticky, I was sending out a PDF with 6 pages worth of my pricing and products and services, and I find that now it has taken the overwhelm out of it for my inquiries. So most people, when it comes to the consultation, don't even bother asking many questions because Sticky has helped me break it down and really provide lots of significant information without overwhelming them. And so when we do the consultation, it's very smooth. Most of their questions I've answered, and it's just getting them comfortable, and most of them seem ready to move forward. It's made it so much easier to present the right amount of information in a nice, easy layout, and to automate the things that I need to, especially also for like my lead magnets on my website. It's all automated, ready to send. And I love that also you guys already had templates that I just had to edit to my liking. So it's made my business life so much easier. I love Sticky because
I love that example. 6-page PDF, right? A 6-page PDF from a 1-page online sticky folio, a pricing primer, and people have less questions. She's sending less information, and it's doing is it's spreading it out. It's putting it into the email tips. It's simplifying it on the pricing primer, and she's getting less questions and more bookings.
I rely on stickies, especially for the pricing guides. That's something that every single person that reaches out to me gets a link to my pricing guide in their response from me. So they have an opportunity to then see samples of my work, see my work hanging on wall, see the pricing, and I can adjust that all on the fly as I need to. So if I have a pricing change or offer a new product, I can do that very easily in my pricing guides. And it's something that now that I have it, I would never go back to my PDFs. I know that PDFs don't open well on cell phones, and probably about 40% of my clients come through cell phones. So, although my PDF pricing guides were nice, it just can't be compared to the more professional, polished look of my sticky pricing guides.
So great. I'm going to go to the next one. So, guys, you can print your PDF if you still have it and you're attached to it. Print it to show it to them in person, but don't email it anymore, all right? So this is let's take another look at what the pricing template looks like. So it's got room for a little bit of copy to empathize with the process, a gallery of where you can put in inspirational mock-ups along with some of your other imagery, a few of your favorite print and product options, and all you're doing is saying prices start at. You're not listing the sizes, right? And you can have your packages if you want to show them a preview of your packages, but it's all about convincing them that you're worth talking to. So no size specific prices. You got to give them something. This is a teaser. It's a smaller cut down version of what you normally send, and they'll hear more, right? This is all about just getting them to jump on the call. Once they're on a 15-minute consult with you, that's where you can fill in the gaps. You're just trying, all of your online marketing is trying to show them that you are worth their time to talk to. That's it. All right.
So they're already primed. So when they do come in for the in-person sale, they already know what I have to offer. They're very comfortable with it. They know what they want to get because they've already seen it. So, in-person sales is actually very simple, very simple.
I love it. All right. You guys get it? This lets you impress and filter out and attract and convert the right people that want to work with you. Emailing is too much too soon. They don't really hear it, and you overwhelm them and worse, scare them off. If you make them wait, it's too slow and it's pushing too much work in what you need to communicate to too late in the process. All right. Last step. We've got to automate it all together. This is where it all comes together. Old way was manual. The new way is automated. Old way was a contact form where we asked them a bunch of questions. The new way is just asking for an email address in exchange for a free gift. Old way is newsletters to stay in touch. People don't subscribe to newsletters anymore. They need to know why they're giving you your email address. So you want an automated drip sequence of your best content that goes out when somebody subscribes. So that magical moment when you're like, hey, give me your budget, your date, your venue, your birthday, all of this stuff, your phone number, first and last name. You start to feel like, give me. And they don't know you. Why would they give it to you? Versus, so we're asking, this is an actual form. I see so many people having a contact form like this. Nobody's going to fill that out unless they already know, like, and trust you. Barely 1% of your traffic will fill this out. What about everybody else? So you need a form that's when somebody goes to leave, or this is called an exit intent. When somebody goes to scroll up the page, hey, before you go, enter your email, just your email, to grab my free email crash course, 7 tips for taking better pictures of your dog, along with my latest pricing guide. That is the powerful trick right there. Okay. There's nothing that will convert traffic better than these two things. Free tip sequence plus access to your pricing. This is the only way they can get your pricing, because we know that they want to see it anyway, right? And that you only want to ask for email. You can get answers to their phone number, to all of the other questions you want later after you've built the trust.
I'm known as like the social media guy as far as...
Oops. I want you guys to hear JB talk about the difference between social media and what it means to actually own the lead.
As like the social media guy as far as Instagram and stuff like that. Instagram, let's say that it's right here. Sticky is like off the charts because the number one thing that you can do is capture emails. So let's say that somebody doesn't sign up for a Zoom, it drips on those clients. Again, it's that 24/7 concept when you have a senior mom who wakes up at 3 o'clock in the morning, they're on their laptop or on their phone, just like scrolling, and they're out there like looking for senior pictures, and the guide pops up. It's what sets our website apart, is like we're giving them something for free. So we give them that guide, but we've captured their email. There's just nothing more valuable that you could have than somebody's email. It's basically like them giving you permission to contact them. Then that drip system starts. There's 10 emails in their inbox. Who are they going to call months later when they say, oh, I procrastinated? Who is that studio that kept sending me all those emails? There's so many ways that it opens up that a client can get a hold of you. So what he's done is created a funnel for you. There's nothing better in business in 2021 than funnels. Social media is like awesome, but if you want to make money, you need emails. And when you have the leads, you're the rainmaker. You're instructing clients what to do. You become the expert in your market. I could go on and on, but like Sticky is the bomb.
JB, you're awesome. Melissa says, since the day we made this live, I'm now averaging 1 new inquiry per day consistently. It's definitely been a huge success. Seth adds, selling to people who actually want to hear from you when they've subscribed to your tips sequence, it's more effective than interrupting strangers who don't. So great.
So the genius of the Built For You program is through the sticky sequence. This is a great way to not just send out pricing and have people ignore it if they're put off by your pricing. It gives you the opportunity to engage with them and get to know them throughout that process of sending out the pricing information. And I'm having people consistently message and say, yeah, I got it. It gives me the opportunity to start that process and engage with them, which is great.
It's just starting the process, starting the conversation. A visitor on your website, it's not the end, it's the beginning. It's the beginning of a conversation. Oh, that was fun. That's the 3 steps. Show what you sell, impress and filter with not a PDF, but give an automated online pricing guide, and then automate it with nurturing emails. So I hope I accomplished my goal today, which is to give you clarity that this is the number one project you need to focus on in your business, however you want to get it done, okay, with any software. So there's this myth, remember? Does it feel like this is an easier way to increase your sales with this system and automation in place so that it'll give you more boundaries and separation and less burnout, talking to people who don't respect you or value you, and then helping you build your confidence where you can then raise your prices later or not. Like a lot of people that I've worked with, Aaron Volk, Melissa Harden, they once they get their averages higher, they're like, I'm happy. I like this balance. I like the customers I'm attracting. I like the where we're at. So you don't have to raise your prices if you're just doing a better job of educating what you have today. Okay, that's what this system is so good at. All right. So as I said, you can go. I'm going to give you the downloads to build this all yourself. Some of you could do it with the tools you might have. If you want to use Sticky, you can. But what I really want to talk about is the Built For You. Getting this built is your number one priority. You've got 2 options. Build it yourself or take this to-do list and go hire somebody. Go hire a web designer, copywriter, funnel builder, and get this funnel built for your business. Or you can have my team build it for you. Yes, I love that monkey. I'm serious. We can build this entire funnel for you. Here we go. We're going to walk through everything Sticky team. The only way we can do this for the price that we do is our years of experience with our tools, with our systems, knowing what's working in our industry. So you give us your images, you give us your 20 of your portfolio images, your contact information, and then my team instantly gets to work. So we build 20 gorgeous mock-ups for you based on your genre, whether it's personal brand or babies or infants or boudoir. We've got awesome mock-ups and gorgeous rooms that'll match your brand. Then we build this online pricing guide for you. We go through and sprinkle in with your portfolio images. We make the mock-ups and we put them in there for you. We build out your product page. You just give us your existing pricing information and we extract the right little slivers of information that belongs here. We do this all for you and then connect all of those links. And then you get to show up to our kickoff call and we show you the draft. With Lauren and Shannon, they've built over almost 200 funnels now. So they'll show you what they built. You get to say, oh my God, that's great. Or let's tweak this or tweak that. And then we finalize your sequence, which tip sequence we want to customize for you. And then you go back and work on whatever else you want to work on while we finish the rest of the funnel. And we build out based on your niche. You can choose with the team which sequence resonates most with your audience. And then we'll build it all, schedule it all, customize it with your signature, your links, and all of the right call to actions at the right time. Everything's done. You get to make sure that it's written in your voice. create your own signature. I said that. Oh, when to make the right strategic calls to action. Everything's published and scheduled for you. We've got several email sequences, probably I think almost 20 now, across all of the different genres. Okay. One quick FAQ for sticky email is everything's delivered automatically by our platform, but it looks like it's coming from you. So at any time somebody hits reply, it goes straight to your inbox where you can then take over the conversation. All right. We build the email capture forms. A lot of email platforms don't come with these forms. So we will put these onto your existing website. This is an exit intent form that looks gorgeous on desktop. And we then also add a slide out form that is more subtle. This will also load on mobile. You can go to other companies and buy these email forms just specifically that then have to connect to other other platforms, and it's too much. We like giving you everything all in one spot. This is the real value here, is building this funnel. There's a lot of linking and kind of making sure the whole flow works. So it's the second somebody fills out their form, a bunch of things need to happen. The emails need to go out. You instantly need to send them to the pricing guide. The pricing guide needs to link to your consult link, and the tip emails need to link to both in every single email. So that's where our team's experience is bar none. Then you jump on to your launch call when you're ready to make it live, and my team will ask you, what else have you been doing? Well, we've been doing this for you. We put the forms live on your website. We show you everything that we built. We show you how to make tweaks, how to add more pages, how to change the copy if you want to raise your prices or add products. We show you how to do all of that. You make it live. What about all of the software? So the service is what matters most right now. So I'm going to give you 12 months of all of the sticky marketing tools and landing pages, the email marketing, everything is normally over $400 a year to get their email subscribers and your sequence and your capture forms and your pricing page and all of the other things that my team will build. That's normally over $400 a year. But when you buy this done for you package, it's free for a year. So you don't have to pay anything for the software until we've proven to you that this system works. Then it's only $25 a month, or you can save a bunch of money and do $249 a year. So pay us to build it and set it up. And then this is all, I want to be, again, transparent that this is the software costs ongoing, but you only pay that when you've seen the results that these other photographers are seeing. Oh, if you already have Sticky, then we'll just add 12 months. So if you're going to renew $300-400 in the next few months, it's kind of just like renewing early, and we'll add 12 months to your subscription. Okay. So you get all of those things easily over $2,000 in value. If you're going to hire somebody to build this all for you. So you're not going to pay $2,000 today, but I want to ask you, wouldn't it still be worth it if you did, to get these results, to double or triple your sales average, to wake up consistently to consults on your calendar of qualified leads, to get one new inquiry per day consistently? Wouldn't that be worth $2,000 to your business? Retail price is $9.99, but today, for those of you on the workshop, I want to give you an Action Takers bonus of $6.99. We're going to build all of this for you. If you guys are ready to jump on board, I'm so excited to welcome the new cohort this week. Go to stickybfy.com/go. I'm going to post that in the comments. Sometimes if you're on a different device, the comments don't load that well. Oh, I have this wrong. Let me know if you guys have any other questions. I'm going to stick around to make sure that all of your questions are answered. There we go. stickybfy.go. So if you're on a different device, you can just type this into your browser and go check it out. You can learn about everything else that's included. I know I went fast, and there's a way to jump on. Tracy says, I'm so ready. Tracy, I love it. I'm so ready for you to have this success. So when you go to the sales page, you can check out, it's $6.99. You save money by paying all of it in full. if right now you'd rather do payments, you can spread it out over 3 payments. We've also added PayPal. So if there's PayPal is easier, you can use that or your credit card. It's up to you. So one note, this is the last chance at this price. We will not be doing this system for Black Friday. This is the Black Friday price in advance. We've got something else planned for something we're launching then. So if you want this system, this is the last chance to get it at this price. It will be going up next year. So as you guys have your questions, keep them coming. I'll make sure everybody gets them answered. Let's run through the most common. Does this work in my niche? Yes. We've got systems and experience, rooms, mock-ups, emails, all for weddings, families, newborns, boudoir, engagement, seniors, headshots, pets, personal branding, all of it's in here. When Sticky's done, how easy is it for me to make my own edits? Let's let Joanne answer this one. I love it.
Sticky because as a professional photographer, I like to give the best service and product that I can to my clients. And the professionalism of my website, my pricing guides, my follow-up emails are really great. I love the way my pop-ups look on my website. And since I designed the website myself, I do everything from scratch. I'm a control freak. But what's beautiful is that this whole system can be automated and still have my heart and my soul all over it. And yet I don't have to be there doing each step of it every time somebody contacts me. But it still maintains that beautiful contact with the client from my heart.
Joanne, I get so emotional every time I watch that one. I get it. There's people who aren't entrepreneurs don't understand how vulnerable it is to sell our art and to put a price on our passion. I get that you say your heart and soul is still able to show through. We take that really seriously. So our designs are meant to work with your brand and to give you the control to tweak it as you need to. Amber also said some nice things here.
I used to want to print a pricing guide along with details of products. I would get those printed, and then a few months later, I would either introduce new products or restructure my pricing, which then makes them obsolete. I would also want to change it like every 6 months. So that would get really frustrating. So that's what Sticky has helped eliminate, the difficulty of designing and the wasted cost of printing everything. I love Sticky because they're so versatile. I love it because you can change the content so quickly and easily. They help to elevate the perception of professionalism of my business. So easy, and they also save on printing costs. I don't print my pricing guides anymore because I want to change them so often. So I can do that really easily with Sticky.
So great. Melissa says, I tried Facebook ads with very little success. The algorithm is constantly changing. Getting image approved makes things really hard to get any results. But building this funnel is what gets her consistent leads now. Let's see, Christina, for your lifetime member, I'm going to see Shannon has got something. We've gotten this question before. Shannon might know best of what we've offered our lifetime customers. But I'm more than happy. We really did build this system for both brand new photographers to Sticky and our existing ones to make sure you're getting the most value, right? Whenever I talk to longtime Sticky customers, like, oh my God, I love Sticky, it's so great. But when I use it, when I build them, when I use the things, like I know I could be doing more. And having this system is something that gives you value whether you log in or not. My goal was to build a system that if you don't log into Sticky for 6 months, you're still excited that you have it running on your business. David, sold and purchased. Awesome. I love it. Let's see. Somebody else. Nikki jumped on. Done. Make my life easier, please. So another question we get is, I'm busy. How much work do I have to do? Melissa says, I tried doing the landing pages and building my own sequences through platforms. It was so difficult to navigate and very time consuming to set up. It was really, really nice to have the Sticky team build this completely. It felt like it was done in my voice, and I was very easily able to tweak the things that I wanted to tweak. I love these common themes that our past photographers are sharing, that feels like an assistant. Everybody's using their own words. They love that it feels professional and that they can change things and they put their own voice on it. So great. Okay, let's see. What other questions? Keep them coming. What kind of support in addition to the one-on-one coaching? This is from Andy. Thanks so much, Andy.
I've been using Sticky for years. I use them for all of my websites, for all of the different genres that I use, for my pricing and product guide, for any promotions or special things that I may be doing. It's easy, it's fast, and the support is absolutely phenomenal. You will not work with a company that cares more about their clients or has your best interest at heart more than they do. They've got tons of educational opportunities for you. And like I said, the support is just fantastic. And to me, somebody who needs a lot of hand holding, that's really, really important. So 2 thumbs up for Sticky, and get on it right away and start using it. Won't be sorry.
Thanks, Andy. I think that we've all become conditioned to not expect much from support. One of our biggest challenges in the last few years is people will go to other private Facebook groups to ask for help because they don't anticipate the fact that they'll hear from a support person. And then when they do, the responses you get, we've invested a lot over the years, and huge kudos to Shannon. She's been with us the longest of anybody at Sticky. She's just amazing. And everybody on the team, and Lauren and everybody else, we're here to make sure you get the results that are possible.
I love Sticky because it helps me break down my services into a beautiful presentation, easy to understand for my clients. Also, you guys have really great customer service. You have walked me literally step by step on how to set all the systems up and how to make things work and happen. So I truly enjoy Sticky.
So cool. Okay, let's see. Quick question: how long does it take to get set up? Our system is so polished that the sooner you get us your stuff, the sooner you sign up. You're put into a line or into a queue. But if you get us your portfolio images, you get us your current pricing information, your email signature, how you like to sign an email, headshot. That's it. So you should get most photographers get that, what we need together in 20 minutes or less. You submit it into a form and then we get to work. And once we have everything, we promise everything will be live within 30 days. But I think we've never taken longer than 2 weeks from when somebody has all of their stuff to us. We're getting better and better each time we get it. This needs to be said, guys. This is not a training. I have awesome trainings you can buy. I have friends that do amazing trainings that are worth your investment, that are worth your time to do. But this is different. $6.99. This is you're not. You don't have to sit down and watch hours of training and then go build and implement. You're hiring an employee. You're hiring my team to be your team, and we're building this system. There's no other way you could hire somebody to build a funnel for you that's this specific, that has this many moving parts, that's this effective at this investment. The only way we can do it for $6.99 is our experience and our specialty. Hire us to get this off your plate while you go do one of those other training programs that you may have invested in. That is absolute. Again, I'm not saying this to be mean or insensitive. I just want to make sure it's clear that this is not going to require more than 20 minutes of your time. And yes, you get one-on-one coaching, but that's live with my team, right? This is not a on-demand training program that you have to go sit through and go do all the work, okay? Jessica says this so well.
And I remember talking to my friend and saying, well, why would I pay for that when I could just do it on my own? Well, here we are 3 years later, and I obviously didn't do it on my own. As a recovering perfectionist, I kept waiting till I had like a whole week free so I could just really sit down and hammer it out. And obviously, I never had an entire week to just sit down and do that. So being able to pay somebody else to do that was amazing. It was also amazing to work with Shannon. She was fantastic. So great to have somebody to check in with and bounce ideas off of. She even helped me. I had sent her something and she was like, I don't think that's going to transfer well with people. Why don't you try it doing it this way? And to be honest, I did not have the skill to set up all this stuff on my own. So having someone else that knew what they were doing and able to walk me through it was fantastic. And it's done. It's so much easier to tweak something that's done than it is to try to do it all on your own. So I am so glad that I did this. It was so worth the money. Got something done that has literally been on my to-do list for over 3 years. So thank you so much, Sticky.
So awesome. Tracy says, OMG, that's me. Way to jump on board and get this off of your plate. Tracy, I'm a recovering perfectionist as well. It always kind of holds me back. So here, let me back up. I want to make sure you guys hear this question because we get this one a lot. So some of you saying, well, I don't have a lot of traffic yet. Okay, well, should you wait? Here's what I have to say. So I believe that you have enough traffic, whether you have 50 visitors a month or 500 or 5,000. We do so much work. Getting traffic is a forever project. It's something we always need to be working on. Partnerships, referrals, fundraisers, local print, SEO, blogging, social, Facebook ads. If we're paying for traffic, oh my gosh, we can't afford to drop the ball. We can't fumble on the 1 yard line. When you put in this much energy for traffic, you have to make sure you're turning the traffic you're getting into profit, right? This process is what you need to fix now. I say this like, let's clean up the house. Let's organize before we have a party. Before you invite a bunch of company over, let's make sure your house is in order, okay? Once this hurdle, this mountain of work, there's so much to do here. We can't let all of that go to waste unless you're consistently turning a website visitor into a lead, and then turning that lead into a booking, and then turning that booking into profit. I just draw that again. This is why I call it the moment that matters most. And I'm going to help solve your traffic problem. We all need more traffic. That would always be nice. So while my team is building this system for you, here are the traffic bonuses I'm going to give you. We're going to help build 20 sticky albums for you. This is hands down the most effective, fastest way to get incredibly high value referrals and traffic to your website. We're going to build that for you. We're going to build an Instagram link bio page for you so you can do a better job of turning the social traffic you have into real traffic and into leads. We're going to give you some social media scripts and templates and mock-ups so that you can post and celebrate your products, celebrate their tips sequence to your social. If you guys don't know what Sticky Albums is, we let you put your client's face on their own app with a selection of their best images. And you can make one for each and every client. There is no better way to get traffic. Here is JB he's been using Sticky Albums probably almost 10 years too.
I rely on Sticky Albums if you want to talk just a pure business without any connection or anything like that. Sticky Albums makes me a lot of money. And when I'm saying a lot of money, I'm saying a lot of money. The custom web app is my number one pull-through item from one collection to the next. So we're talking $500 difference between those two collections. So we're talking within the first time that I put a client through the sales process, I've paid for Sticky Albums and I've doubled my income on it. So we're talking then it's money all through the year.
I love it. So yeah, I think that's one of the things I never even anticipated that Sticky Albums would be so good for is an incentive product. So once again, not only are we helping you with just sales or just traffic, but there's that intersection where they both help each other. We're going to create an Instagram link page for you. So instead of having to replace the link that's in your bio, you just have one. So it's a branded page with all of the special links that you want there so they can get your free tip sequence, so they can get your portfolio, your investment guide, and a link to your scheduling consult call page as well. All of that stuff's done. Oh wait, there's one more bonus, a brand new traffic course I just launched. This is worth $4.99 where I walk you through. So this is a training you could work on while we are building it, right? It's designed to do things in the right order so that you get your house in order first, And then I walk through some basics, some better ways to think about traffic, how to get your SEO on page on point, SEO off page with Google My Business, building sticky albums, building partnerships, and a better way to do social media. This training is worth $4.99 and it's yours. I'll give you access to this training. I'm not going to give it to you until you get us your stuff. Okay? You get us your stuff, Shannon will send you your access to this training. So you can work on the training. I put it together. You can even listen to it in podcast format. We published some of the videos to audio. So you can do it while you're editing or driving. Some really good content there. This is a limited time offer too. I won't be including this workshop with this offer in the future. All of that to say, you've got enough traffic. Let us build this system while you go work on traffic. All right. Awesome. Thanks, Shannon, for chiming in. Looks like you got all those questions answered. This is everything, guys, for $6.99. StickyBFY.com/go. The first 10, those of you that are still live with me, this is going to be taken out of the recording. If you sign up live today, right now, during the call, the first 10 of you are going to get a one-on-one bonus coaching strategy call with me. Okay, we want to talk one-on-one with me. We'll review the funnel we built. We'll help prioritize the projects next, how to best leverage this system that's been built for you. Again, to give you that same clarity in your business, so to all of the different tactics and marketing and business that you could do, I'll help you get focused on the things that are most important and unique to you. So that's exclusive to those of you that are live, and you sign up, the first 10 of you. Looks like we've got David, Nicola, Crystal, Nikki. You guys I think we have a few spots left. If you want to sign up live, go ahead and grab it and lock in your bonus. That'd be 3 coaching calls, 2 with my team of expert funnel builders, and then a third one with me. No risk guarantee, of course. You dig in, you start filling out your information. You look at what we built for you and you're like, oh, this is not going to work. Don't worry, we'll give you your money back. I only want to work with you if you are confident this is going to work for your business. All right. Let's see. Done. Deborah, excited to chat with you too. Welcome aboard. Okay, here we go. Here's one more question. This was, you guys can tell I'm a big book nerd. I want to talk about one more kind of life-changing book for me. I get these comments a lot. Always looking to improve, but I have a big problem starting and not finishing. That's me. I think all creatives, we have this talent. We're very easily inspired, and we're never short of really good ideas, but we're oftentimes short on time to get them done. Tracy is buying now. I love it. Okay, here's the book, Dan Sullivan. Here's my tip. The book itself it's okay. But the concept, when I bought the book, I got access to some videos of Dan. And I'm going to share with you the key takeaways that are better than the book. So in the next 2 minutes, it's better than reading the book. This idea of asking the question, who can help me? Not how can I do this, right? So here's what he has to say. The biggest risk in entrepreneurs is believing that you can or should do everything yourself. The lone genius is a myth. The most successful entrepreneurs don't do it alone, okay? Instead of asking how I can do this, they ask who can do this for me. Getting from where you are now requires you where you want to be. It requires capabilities that you don't have yet, okay? Collaborate and grow a team, whatever it looks like. It used to mean you had to hire a full-time employee and pay benefits. Now there's very creative ways to hire a team, right? So that you can focus exclusively on the greatest passion and impact. What do you like doing most, and what helps your business the most? Go do that, right? And then outsource the rest. Those of you who ask who instead of how accomplish bigger goals faster, because how questions, they create problems and loneliness and being overwhelmed and getting stuck and frustration and procrastination. Whereas when we ask who, it starts to help us create more results, give us better perspective, reveals resources and people that we didn't know could help us, gives us more freedom, builds connection, bigger goals, faster, all of that stuff. Let's talk about procrastination. Guys, my name is in the word. And this is here the moment that kind of changed my mind and my worldview. Dan says that procrastination is wisdom. And I was like, what? I'm so good at it. I must be so wise. He says, we procrastinate because deep down, intuitively, you know that you are not the person who should actually be doing a lot of the activities and tasks required to achieve your goals. It's like, what? Other people are. Mind blown, right? So I'm going to prove it to you. How many of you already today, before you even completed this workshop, knew that you needed to respond to your inquiries better? Deep down, you knew you wanted to fix this system, and you've been procrastinating because you're not sure where to start. You've wanted to have some kind of simple email marketing and nurturing strategy in place, even before seeing today's workshop. Working on showing, you wanted to show more of the experience and the artwork you create earlier in the process and throughout your client journey, right? You are more wise than you give yourself credit. You've known your business needed this, but you also knew that you can only do so much. And your procrastination was your wisdom telling you to find someone else to do this for you. We're here to help. Let us be your who, guys. Don't worry about the how. It's crippling. Like we've got to stop expecting so much of ourselves that you can figure out everything, right? You already are an expert in a lot of things. Go do the things that, just because you, even if you can do it, and you know there's that line, just because you can doesn't mean you should, right? Even if you do have the technical experience to build this whole funnel, wouldn't your business benefit more if somebody else got it done faster, so that you could go do the thing that helps your business in a way that only you can do, right? There's other things. I can't go interact with your customers and knock their socks off and take amazing pictures of your clients for you. You can do that. I can't go help you build partnerships with other small business owners. Only you can do that, right? So you've got to focus on giving out things that will help your business, that somebody else will do better, so you can do the rest. AJ Photography in. Oh my gosh, I love it. Kim Hamburger is in. Wow, you guys, this is so fun. I'm so excited to help create this success for you. One more reminder. Maybe this is me being a little angsty. I apologize. But this is not a training. You get a training as a bonus if you want training. If you like training, I've got training for you. But this system, you are hiring a team to do something for you, okay? Hire us to get this off your plate, and you can finish the training programs you've got. So one more time, go to stickybfy.com/go to get those free bonuses I talked to at the bottom of the page. There's the free confident call script. I want you guys showing up. Stop avoiding your consult calls, okay? Your online marketing is not a replacement for you to do what only you can do, right? There's this, I fell for this kind of romanticized trap that when I first started my business, I could have a day job and I could shoot on the weekends and I could sell thousands of dollars of prints online. And I wouldn't even have to talk to the clients that much. Doesn't work. There's no, I know so few photographers that have figured out that model, whereas I know thousands of photographers who have figured out the boutique model, right? Low volume, high touch, high relationship, high profit. That's the business you want to be in. And in order to do that well, you've got to be comfortable building confidence, getting on those consult calls and turning more of them into bookings. Okay, so use the tips I walk through in here. One of my favorite ones is to read your testimonials. Remind yourself, remind your insecurity. We all get imposter syndrome. Even I get nervous. And I go read your testimonials to remind yourself of how awesome you are at what you do and how the difference it makes for your clients. So you can show up to that call with that level of confidence and security. And then the DIY checklist is in there also. All right. What else? I love Aaron and Elizabeth Volk. When I met with them man, 5 years ago, I said our booking rate on a console calls has always been great. So now we just focus on getting them on the phone. So just build more systems that get people to show up, find a time on your calendar, and then they're warmed up, they understand it, and you can do a better job of closing them. Let's see, I want to skip past this one. Let's see, where are these links? Kim, so go to the sales page. Let me see, I'll show you. I can share my screen. Here we go. If I go like, that'll work. Yep. Okay, you guys should see my screen now up here in the corner. If I scroll on the bottom, I walk through everything that's included. I can't believe we give away all of that stuff for $6.99. At the very bottom, the workshop gifts, the confident call script, and the DIY checklist are at the bottom. stickybfy.com/go. All right. And then if you want to sign up, I think we might have 1 or 2 spots left for the bonus call with me. You want to jump on and grab that? Looks like that. Yeah, you can use PayPal, or you can do the 3 payments, or you save a little bit of money by doing all up front. All right. Let me go back to my slides. I got time for 1 or 2 more questions. So if anybody's on the fence, Julie, awesome. Congratulations. I'm so excited to have you on board. Where am I? This one. There we go. Okay. Let's see. What other? Yeah, let's do this one. Okay. Last but not least, I'm excited to share with you guys the value this gives. And I want to give anybody else who's on the fence, if you've got questions, concerns, let me know right now while I'm here live. And I'm going to share a couple last minute tips. So we've all been to probably both of these restaurants, whether some fancy steakhouse and then a cheap one, right? You know in the parking lot where you're spending more, right? You already know that. And that's what this system helps. Where when you go to Starbucks, you don't negotiate with, even though it's a $6 coffee in some places, or what, depending on the coffee you're getting. Nobody's arguing with the barista about how expensive it is. It's just there, right? So when you have an automation that just delivers, this is what our prices start at. This is what average customers invest. This is what we deliver. You're going to get less people complaining to you, right? So first impressions stick. You in that very moment when they first see your pricing and in the professionalism and the polish and the timing of it all, they will always remember you as somebody who is a premium professional brand, or somebody who's a rookie who's just getting started. Whatever they make up about you, it locks it in. There's nothing you can even do to recover from that. Even if your sales session is amazing, if you're doing all of the other best practices, if you're not making an amazing first impression at that very first second on your website and in sending them the pricing guide, you're kind of stuck. So kind of like being stuck in the friend zone. They're not going to think of you differently, right? So we need to spread out all of this information. I love Deborah's testimonial where she says that I used to have a 6-page PDF, right? A lot of that content that you have on your website or your pricing guides, we just need to spread it out. When we're giving comes from the story brand lessons I've learned in the last year getting certified. When we're trying to give everybody all of this information, it's kind of like giving their brain a slippery bowling ball. It's like, here, I do this genre, and this is what are the products you can get, and all of this stuff. We start adding it, and people go, we don't drop just one ball when we're overwhelmed, right? What happens? We drop everything. Our brains, when we're overwhelmed, we ghost, right? So we need to give people a clear map of how safe and easy and simple it is to work with you. And that's what the online pricing guide does so well, right? So that is so important. Last but not least, those of you that can relate to being starters and excited and passionate, we need to remind ourselves that when a rocket is launching, 80% of the fuel is burned in launch. Just getting something off of the ground, starting a project takes a lot of energy. And if you don't finish it, if you don't get it live on your website, it doesn't give your business any value. Even though we've kind of littered our as creatives, we litter our offices with incomplete projects, right? We need to launch satellites. So what's beautiful about a satellite, sorry for being a nerd, I just love space. When something's in orbit, it doesn't take any energy. It just lives up there and works, right? It takes pictures, does GPS, all of this stuff. Lots of, like the Hubble, 30-year-old satellite has had its camera replaced a lot of times. We can always improve your pricing guide. We can always improve your email sequences. But what's beautiful is if you don't log in for 6 months, this system is running and working day in, day out for your business. Christina, thanks so much. I'm excited to work with you as well. So many of you guys jumped on. What a great day. I'm going to wrap it up, get this recording out so people can watch the replay if you're interested. If any other questions, support@stickyalbums.com. Shannon, if you can drop in your email, if you could do that, support@stickyalbums.com. Grab that as we wrap up for the day. And I'll see you guys on the inside. Let me know. And if you've got any questions or feedback, we put a lot of time and energy into these workshops. So let me know how we did today. If there's a key takeaway, or if there's something you're nervous about, or you want to give me some feedback of what we could do better privately, please let me know. Support@stickyalbums.com. Thanks so much, guys. Have an awesome rest of your day. Cheers.